Hi, everybody. Before we get to another great interview, the Two Opinionated podcast could really use your help. And it's easy, it's free. IMDb, which is the entertainment database, imdb.com, named us a top 100 podcast. We came in at number 82. That's a big deal because there's 15 million podcasts and growing. So to be named to anybody's top 100 list, pretty big deal for us. And the way you can help is to go to imdb.com, look up the Two Opinionated podcast, and that's it. Just bringing our page up. That traffic really helps us out. Our YouTube channel is MeisterCon Pod. All we ask is that you subscribe. It's also free, but that really helps us to attract these amazing guests that we keep bringing on the program. And that's it. Two easy ways for you to support us, and we would really appreciate the help. Now let's get to that interview. Hi, everybody. Welcome to another edition of Two Opinionated. I'm so excited today. I've got actress Pegah Ghafoori with me. So welcome, Pegah.
Thank you so much.
How'd I do? Did I get the name right?
Yes, you did.
Okay.
I didn't even clock it, so
You know,
must
it's
have.
difficult with this West Virginia accent sometimes. It's hard to tell how it'll come out.
Well, you did very good this time.
So we have to talk from, but before that, let's talk about you a little bit. So tell me, how you got into the entertainment business, because I think you've got kind of an interesting story, but it's such a difficult business. Why'd you want to go into that?
I'm still asking myself the same question. I think it may have been to spite my parents.
That sounds
Um,
right.
no, it wasn't like malicious or anything, but coming from immigrant parents
Yeah.
and being an immigrant myself, the idea of being an actor felt so impossible and out of reach. And obviously, my parents want to make sure I get the best in my future. And so they were like it's cute. Yeah, go to the drama school, do the classes, but don't put all your eggs in one
That's right.
basket.
What's your backup plan?
What is the thing that won't make you come to us for help? Um, and so I took that and it fueled this fire in me, and I was like, I don't have a backup plan. This plan A has to work. And that was my mentality. I was like, it's good I don't have a backup plan because then plan A must work.
I
Um,
think a lot of people do that, right? Like intentionally don't have a backup plan.
I mean, don't get me wrong, it's not a science, it's not a proven, maybe it is. There's a lot of luck that comes into play.
Yeah.
Uh, Obviously, I did the high school, drama school, theater school, and then I studied at the acting studios that taught film acting and all that stuff. But it was a lot of luck, and it was a lot of preparation and a lot of I don't have a plan B, so plan A has to work. And so thankfully, here we are.
Well, right. So I'm assuming you probably started like theater in high school, something like that.
Yeah, it's an interesting thing. My high school had its collegiate side and it had an art school side, which was
Right.
drama, arts, visual arts, film editing, film directing, and acting, music, dance, all that stuff. Um, and I auditioned for the drama program back in grade eight, so that grade nine I would be in drama major. I didn't get in. Um, Second year I auditioned, did not get in. Third year or mid, like in the middle of the second, I guess 11th, 10th grade, my drama teacher overheard my conversation with another person in drama class. And I was like, listen, like, yeah, this school it favors the major program because it's a major program. Like it's an art school. It's not personal. If you want to get into it, fight for it. And I guess maybe I think that's the moment I go back to, which is
Yeah.
that's the conversation that made him fight for me a little. But Mr. Singer, bless his soul, he's still around. He's amazing. We love Mr. Singer. Um, he fought for me to get into the drama program. I think it was the winter break.
Yeah.
I get an email from him and he goes, can you prep this monologue and come in later this afternoon? I know it's not a lot of time. Do what you can. See if you can come in. I don't even think school was in that day. I think they were there to have a meeting or whatever. I'm like, yeah, I'll be right there. So I went, I do this audition. I think it was Antigone, and I don't even remember what monologue it was, but must have done something because they said starting next semester, I think, or next year, you'll be part of the Claude Watson Arts Program. And
Very
I'm like,
nice.
yes.
Well, you know, as teachers, they a lot of times they don't want to waste their time either. So if you're not really dedicated to being an actor, and I think maybe you showed him something, you know,
Hope
he's
I
like,
did.
oh yeah, well at least she gets it. You know, she's willing to work for it. Maybe that helped.
Maybe. I think so. It must have. Because there are kids in there that are trying to become lawyers and they're taking a drama program, or some of them are just kids that were like, I want to get into this school, but it's out of my district. I'll try out for the program, and they got in, and good for them. Everyone deserved the spot that
That's
they
right.
had. But there are teachers that mm, are a pivotal moment in your life with something that they did, and Mr. Singer will always be one of those for me. So,
That's
yeah.
awesome. I think we've all got those teachers. You know,
Yeah. Oh,
there somewhere back along the way there was a teacher that inspired you or helped you in a direction, something. I think most of us have something.
oh
We
yeah.
need more teachers.
Yeah, we do. Yeah.
I'm
Yeah.
assuming Canada has the same issue, you know, having enough teachers as we do here in the States. You know, it's not as obviously it's a very important profession. It's not thought of as well as like your other professional professions, like a medical field, something like that. And it should be.
Oh yeah.
I think teaching, it should be a difficult field to get into. And unfortunately, a lot of times it's the fallback. You know,
Yeah.
can't get into the one-on-one, it's I'll be a teacher. And that's probably not the best way to go.
I don't know. I don't know exactly how it is in Canada. I know most of the issues I've heard about have come from the US, but even here, we don't have enough teachers.
Yeah. Yeah.
And being a teacher is such a special job that I've never thought about it as it being a fallback plan. Um, if it is, even if it is your fallback, like it's such an honorable profession being a
It
teacher,
definitely is.
especially a
Yeah.
good one.
Yeah.
Um, if it's something you're putting your life to, it's like you deserve the world.
Yeah, I agree with that. My dad was an educator, so he's been retired now for 25 years. But I kind of grew up around that. He was most of my childhood. He was a principal, but before that, I remember him being a social studies teacher, basketball coach, and
Oh,
all that stuff. And it was pretty great. It was pretty great. And with him, it was he loved to teach, just loved to pass on any type of knowledge that he had. And I always thought that, that's the type of person that you want teaching,
yeah.
someone that just, really enjoys passing on that knowledge. It doesn't hurt if you can make it kind of fun so that the people you're passing it on to are, interested, but there you go.
Yeah.
Well,
It's
so
like,
what would your backup plan have been if you didn't make it as an actress?
what would my backup plan
Yeah,
be?
what would it have been?
So I actually had a backup plan. It wasn't one my parents wanted for me, just 'cause. Um, no, for the longest time when I was a kid, I wanted to be a doctor, but I think that was mostly me thinking that was the only other thing you could be.
Right.
Kids growing up in Iran. Um, but I every time I tell this story, I'm like, what are the odds? What are the chances? But my brother runs a lifeguard, life-saving training academy here in Toronto.
Oh, I saw that you teach lifeguarding,
I
or
used
have
to,
used
not
to, yeah.
anymore.
But
Yeah,
that makes sense now if your brother runs an academy.
yeah, yeah. He has the largest affiliate here in Toronto.
Wow.
So any lifeguards that come out and are amazing lifesavers, probably came from my brother's company. But the I've always, he used to teach at YMCA, and then my dad would be like, why don't you like just go with your brother, learn something else so that you can just in case. And I was like, I don't fucking want to. But I did. Thank God I did. because from that I realized how much I loved helping people and how much I loved I'm very good under pressure and I'm very good with I'm like even in video games, I always play the healer or whatever.
Yeah.
So I've always loved it. So that I was coming out of, and this wasn't the first time something like this had happened, but I was coming out of my day job at Jack Astor's. I was a server, and there was this elderly couple.
That's like that's the stereotypical job for an actress, right?
I don't know what you're talking about. Actually, I've never heard that before. Unprecedented. But I see this elderly couple, and the husband, he fainted. He had low blood pressure, whatever. I go in. The paramedics are there. They can't communicate with them because they don't speak Farsi, and the elderly couple doesn't speak English.
Oh,
I speak both. So I go in and I'm like, "Hi, look what's going on," and I kind of talk between the two. And actually, no, the paramedics weren't there yet. They were like just around the corner,
yeah.
but people were trying to communicate and they couldn't. So I did that, and that was like, I don't know, the 100th time, not 100th, but like 50th time something like this had happened. And I was like, I'm good at it. I know how to do it.
Yeah.
It brings me joy. It helps people more than anything. And I was like, why don't I get used, why don't I get paid doing this? So I
Makes
looked into
sense.
it, and at the time I was like, okay, I've just gotten signed with my manager at the time, or at the manager I have now, and I was watching a lot of Bondi Beach rescue videos on YouTube at the time. I was like, I know what I gotta
Oh
do.
yeah, I got
I
this.
went, yeah, I was like, hold on, things are connecting. I went to school for emergency dispatching, which is like 911
Yeah,
dispatching and stuff.
no
And
stress there on that job.
depends which department you go to.
Well, yeah,
Um, Although they're all very stressful, you're right. Um, but by the time I graduated, I was looking into different departments, Toronto
yeah.
Fire, Toronto EMS, definitely not Toronto Police because that's stressful. Um, but by the time I was in talks with my professors who were like, "Oh, come to my department, I'll give you a little letter or whatever," I booked from. And I was like, I can't just, even before that, seniority wise, you can't be like, sorry guys, I'm not coming in today. I have an audition. And they're like 12-hour shifts. So as I was trying to figure that out, I booked from, and I was like,
There you go.
this doesn't work out, I'll give you another message. And here we are, thankfully.
Yeah, I know. And when you read the initial script, did you have any idea that it might take off? Because I watched from the beginning. I was watching, and I liked it, but I couldn't find anybody else to talk to about with it. Because it was just kind of starting out. So I was spreading the word. Hey, this is a really good show. It's kind of like a Lost with a horror element. I couldn't get anybody watch it. But then by the second season, everybody I knew was watching it.
Really
Yeah, it
interesting.
just took off.
Wow, from where I was sitting, I think season three was the season that I think between two and three, everyone jumped on, and season three, you had lots of people to talk to.
Yeah,
But
yeah, 100%, 100%. It's yeah, what a unique and interesting show with the best cast. I just the whole cast is. I love those ensemble shows where you're interested in everybody. Usually you watch a show and you like a couple of them. There's a few maybe you don't care for that, but this show I like the whole town. You know,
there's someone for everyone. Our cast, John Griffin, our writer, he created incredibly complex characters, and whoever you look at, there's someone for everyone. Yeah.
well, I initially watched for Harold, like a lot of people probably did, because we loved him, and I've seen him in so many different things, loved him in everything. He's so great.
Yeah.
But then you kind of get interested in the story and the people in the town. Somebody dies in the town, it tears me up too.
Yeah, I know. Even there was I forget Kevin, maybe? No, not Kevin. Kevin was the one. I don't even remember who Kevin was. The guy who committed suicide in season one. You
Yes.
saw him maybe 30 seconds sobbing. I
Oh,
didn't I
same.
I don't know how he does it. I don't know how he
I
does it.
know it's an amazing show. I talked to Elizabeth last week.
Oh
So,
yeah,
so I
how
put
is
her
she?
interview out there today. I told her you were coming on. She was pretty excited. I told her I'll tell you too. I've you're the sixth female from the show I've had on, but I've yet to get one of the guys. So
Said
it's
no, or you just haven't
6-0
heard
now.
back?
What's
Wow.
that?
Like they've said no, or you just haven't had
No,
a
no,
chance?
no. I just haven't been able to schedule them yet. We'll
Okay.
get it worked out. We'll get it worked out.
Everyone's so
They're
busy.
so busy.
Yeah, I know.
They're so
It's a
busy.
great
But
time.
let me think. I had I think Hannah was the first one that I talked to, and she was amazing. And then
Yeah.
it was, let me think, Chloe, and then
Yes.
Kaylin,
Yes.
and then last fall I talked to Samantha. She was just joining the show, and then Elizabeth, and now you. It's pretty good.
Hi.
They're pretty good.
The Brady Bunch. Hello.
But yeah, the first guy that I get to talk to, I'm gonna give him a hard time. Be like, it's 6-0. You guys got to step up.
I would reach out. Well, I wouldn't recommend giving him a hard time because he's a sweetheart, but Scott Ford. I wouldn't want anything to happen to Scott
No,
McFord.
no, no,
Nice
no.
with
I'd
him.
give him a mild hard time. Just to,
Okay.
you
If
know.
you do tell him it's from Pegah, he'll know it comes from love.
Okay, okay, I will. I will. No, it's such a good show, and I'm assuming we're getting season 4. Have you heard anything yet?
Pretty sure season four was confirmed.
Yeah, I thought it was. I thought it was. Yeah,
Yeah.
I couldn't remember if I asked Elizabeth that. And I was like, I'm pretty
Oh my
sure
God.
I already announced it because you remember with season 3 we had to wait just a little while.
Yeah, that's what I thought we would have to do. And now that you just asked this question, now I'm questioning myself. I'm like, wait, were we confirmed?
No, I think you were.
Am I
I think
spreading
you were.
disinformation right
Yeah,
now?
yeah, yeah. No, I think it was. So
Clearly.
let me jump back a little bit because I meant to ask you. You sang a little bit a while back, right? Do you still do any of that?
Nothing you would find on Spotify or any other platform where you find music. It's mostly just karaoke bars with my partner and our gang, and yeah,
Yeah, yeah.
it's mostly for fun
I
now.
listened to Fall Apart. I thought it was pretty good.
It's very good,
It was pretty good. You got a
for
nice
what
voice.
it is. Sorry?
I said you've got a very nice voice.
Thank you. It was 14-year-old me. I thinking if you've seen my reaction to everyone now that is bringing that song up, it's I'm not very happy about it.
Well, yeah, and I get that because if people were bringing up stuff I was doing when I was 14, I get that.
14-year-old Pegah, it's a flex.
Well, I focused on the
25-year-old
voice.
Pegah.
I just focused on the voice. I thought you had a very nice voice. So obviously you can sing.
I can. I don't think that song is a great representation of
I
it.
get that. I get. Well,
But it's also pretty
I'm
good.
sure your voice has changed a little bit and matured as
I
you.
hope so.
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
No, it's
So,
just
okay, so back to From. Let me ask you this, and uh, we'll do our best to avoid any type of spoilers, even though the season's over. But do
okay.
you don't have to tell me what it is, but do you have any idea what's going on? Like, do you have a theory that,
I know one thing,
okay.
and it's that I know nothing.
Yeah, it's me too. Every
I
time I think I know something, it's, something happens. I'm like, well, that wasn't it.
You're so right. That's such a good way to put it. I think there's a lot of theories out there, and no, there's so much room for doubt that even if you're certain about something, you're like, oh, I see what you're doing. You don't know. And so you're afraid to stick to any one theory.
Well, that's it. Is it time travel? Is it another dimension? Another like a multiverse type of situation? Is it?
Even if it is any one of those things, You haven't figured it out. You know, one,
No,
oh, congrats. Like,
no, I have not got it figured out. That I mean, for a while I thought, well, same thing with Lost. Is it a purgatory type of situation? But then, she goes back, we think, and brings the dad back with her. I'm like, okay, that doesn't make any sense. That's
I've watched Lost so many times and I've never once finished it. Not because of the storyline. I just like every time something comes up where I'm like, oh, I need to be watching that other show for like research or homework or for work, and I just never go back to it. So I don't even know what Lost was,
oh
how
yeah,
it
yeah.
ended, or what the thing you're referring to. I have no idea what it was.
Oh yeah, you need to watch Lost.
I need to finish watching
I'll give you
Lost.
some homework.
Okay. I'll put that on top of Succession and all the other stuff I gotta finish watching.
My stepdaughter, Lost was her favorite show. Absolutely loved it. And I told her, I was like, you need to watch From, because it's
How old is
pretty
your
good.
daughter?
She's about your age. So let's see, she's
Okay.
25, 26, 26.
Oh, right on. Okay. I was like,
Yeah.
if they're any younger than like 16, that's bad fatherly advice.
Yeah, yeah, right. No, no. And I told her, I was like, you'll love it. Well, she watched 3 seasons in a weekend, so she loved it. She had
Is
the
she okay?
yeah.
Have you
I
checked?
told her, I was like, you don't watch more than one episode a day. It's too much.
You can try, but like my partner and I would get the episodes. Obviously, I got them ahead of release, but even then, like by the time I reached the finale, I was watching it when it got released because you can't. Like
Yeah.
it takes after every
It's
episode, him and I would
exhausting.
just sit there being like, huh? Or it would just be so heavy and you would need recovery time. You
You
need
need
people.
recovery time. That's like my wife and I've already seen it, all of it. She's just starting. So we're on like episode 4, I think. So we're just starting. But that's her. She does fine with gore or anything like that, but she has trouble with tension. So when stuff gets tense, she starts, struggling a little bit. But she loves it. She loves it as well. But we have a one episode a day followed immediately by something light.
Same. What's your go-to for something like?
Well, so I bounce around the comedies. So for me, it's like Seinfeld or Friends, or any of the old comedies, that Big Bang Theory, anything that just
Yeah.
to get your mind off of it.
Oh my God. Yeah.
Or
That's
I kind of fell for. We went through Schitt's Creek, that came out of Canada, and then I found Kim's Convenience. That's a great show.
yeah. A lot of good stuff comes out of Canada.
Oh, it really does. I'm so happy that we're finally starting to get some of it. And in the past, we might get something 10 years after it came out, but we didn't really get anything newer. And now we are, and it's good.
It's good. It's always been good. It's just never come out of Canada.
That's right. That's exactly right. The only thing I remember coming out of Canada was it used to be the show where you had the kind of like a SWAT team, and it was syndicated, and
We have a few of those.
yeah, no, this one's from, oh, I can't believe I can't think of the name. It's probably from like 20 years ago.
Oh
But
wow.
it was syndicated, so it came over. Flashpoint.
I've never heard of that.
Yeah, yeah. I may be wrong.
Aging myself right now, but
I may have the name wrong. But yeah. Okay, so
yes.
Fatima,
Yes.
rough third season.
Not the best for her, no.
I know, I feel bad for her.
You should. I feel bad for her.
You're out there eating garbage. What are you doing?
She's still eating. I mean, the rest of the people didn't have time, didn't have food until sacrifices were made.
Yeah,
If anybody watched this season,
she
it was
went
her.
through it this season.
Yeah, I mean, I came out of it with my life, thankfully. Some people didn't, so I
Well,
feel
that's
bad.
right. That's right. At least we know you're still there.
Maybe. I don't know. I have this feeling, dude, Michael, I have this feeling that I'm gonna go in third season and he's gonna kill me off in the first episode because it's like I was so ready to get killed off this season. Everything pointed to it. I was like, no fucking way, this she makes it out of this. You just don't. Like Father Cautry didn't. There's no way Fatima's making it out. So
You're still here.
tension
Do
For
you need
now,
me to make some phone calls? Because I can make some calls.
you know what? Please do.
Let's get you out of the premiere anyway. Let's get past the first episode.
Yeah, if you're gonna kill me off, at least kill me in the second episode.
Or how about the final? You know, if you're going to do it, do it. Go out with a bang.
Listen, if this is the phone call you're gonna make, please do.
Okay.
I would
You
love
make
to
it.
make it to season 5, but we'll see. We'll
We'll
see.
see. I know. And that's probably the way everybody is. You
Yeah.
know,
Yeah.
maybe not Harold. Harold, I think you probably need him, but maybe not. You know, if you've got other people kind of stepping up now, and
If they
oh,
kill Harold off, I'm walking.
oh.
No one is safe. Also, then what is the show?
Well, you're right. That's why I say you can't get rid of Harold. I enjoyed. I got last year. I was diagnosed with Parkinson's, so I've got Parkinson's, but it's real early in the so I don't have a ton of symptoms yet.
Yeah.
But watching Harold, and he's kind of they haven't said exactly that that's it, but maybe he's fighting that his character is fighting with some Parkinson's symptoms. He plays it so well because I'm watching and just the the stiffness when he walks and a little bit of a handshake and maybe the one leg stiffens up. I go through all that, so I was like, that's a good acting job. He's obviously studied a little bit of that, or he knows somebody that has it.
Harold, he will never show up unprepared. And I'm glad that you guys are all seeing that on screen and being like,
He's a good
it
actor.
helps. Yeah. Oh yeah.
Don't you think the best actors are the ones that they're nuanced? So a lot of what they do is very subtle, and you don't even realize it. You just know you're watching something really good. And I think Harold's one of those. A lot of his stuff is just very subtle, but it's really, really good.
Yeah, Harold's one of the best actors of this generation,
Yeah,
this
yeah.
this wave of artists. He's yeah. I There was an interview of his that I watched as well as like just talking to him. He does so much work and it shows you when you watch something, you know they've done the work because you won't know what differentiates their work because the work might not touch on it, but it shows there is depth to it. There is
It
an
definitely shows.
underneath that always shows on screen.
Well, and I thought Elizabeth did a nice job this season. Because it's been fun getting a little bit more background on her character.
Yeah, Elizabeth Saunders is another one of those actors that always uber prepared, always there's just something about her work that
When their characters are kind of the leaders of the town, and
yeah.
kind of like the mom and dad of the town.
Oh, Madonna. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah. She's incredible.
What
I just want to see more of her
what
in the
surprised you the most from this latest season? Because obviously you had several episodes there where there was some big things happening, but what caught you off guard from your character's perspective?
mm, I say interesting. Was it season 2 or was it season 3? Um, the sheriff's station when Fatima kind of loses her mind. Is that season 2?
I think that may have been this past season. It may have been near the end of season 2. It's it's been a little while since I haven't got there yet on the rewatch. So, but yeah, that's a really good one. I thought maybe the in the shed there where you kind of accidentally kill somebody. So
There's a lot of things that have been a long time coming with
yeah,
this character. The calmest people are the biggest storms, I find, especially in real life, but also
I
in
think that's
film.
true. Yeah, because you don't know
Uh,
what's going on underneath the surface.
no, there's a saying that goes the it takes a certain kind an amount of violence for someone to become that not muted, but the way Fatima was first season. You've
Right.
already been through hell, you've been back, you'll be okay. You've done it once,
That's
which was
right.
her life in Iran. But that doesn't mean that the devil doesn't live inside you now. You know what I mean?
That's
Like,
right.
not to say that she's evil now or anything like that, but you saw a lot more of that come out season 2 and season 3. And so it wasn't necessarily a surprise, but it was a long time coming. And I was really curious to see how John played with all that stuff.
Yeah.
I wasn't disappointed, I'll say the
No,
least.
we were not either. And by the way, your acting is tremendous, and I thought,
Thank you.
speaking of being a little subtle with some of your stuff, that wasn't an easy role to play this season because so much was happening to her, and you went from this kind of sunny disposition, looking at the positives on everything, and she kind of slides the other way, and then you've got this weird stuff happening. It if it wasn't done right, it it would have seemed not silly, but well, a little silly. Some of the stuff, if it's done incorrectly, it wouldn't come across as genuine or possible or something that might happen if we were in that situation, which of course we wouldn't be. But I thought you portrayed it so that it was believable, like it seemed like something was actually happening to you, which is that's really good acting.
Thank you. Yeah, no,
Hopefully that made some type of sense.
it does. It does. A lot of it is credit to the writing.
Of course, yeah, the writing is outstanding. The dialogue between characters really good.
Yeah. I think that has something to do with how open John is about letting he wrote these characters and then he let us raise them with him. And so when like we're allowed to improvise on set.
Yeah,
If it's not right, he'll always tell us. But he has so much trust in the cast that he's gathered for this story. And when something comes out of our mouths, a lot of it is scripted. There's like the odd time here and there that something else comes out. It's from the characters. So I think that's also what sets our show apart is you don't see actors telling a story. It's characters taking on these lives and
I
trying to
love the way
make.
you kind of describe that because that's what it seems like when we're watching. Some shows you're kind of aware that it's acting. I don't
Mm,
feel that way with From. I get so immersed in the show, and if other people I talk to, it's the same way, and that's why it's so difficult when something happens to a character you like. The
yeah.
poor guy that ended up in the wall. It was awful.
Mhm. Yeah,
I
Cliff's
knew
on.
it was coming too. I was like, don't go in that tree. You're going to end up somewhere you don't want to be. Don't go in there. But he did.
He knew where he was going. And
It
he's
felt like that one was coming for a while too, because, he got introduced pretty early in the series. And then, they every once in a while would kind of go back to him. And he was always the one that was upset about something in the house. And I don't know. I was like, I kept telling my wife that I was like, something bad's going to happen to him.
yeah, he's not the
Yeah.
best. We could have done him a little better, but
Yeah. He
it
had a
is
rough time. A rough time.
for
See,
everyone.
your character actually came off pretty good when you compare it to that.
There's always someone worse.
That's right.
In Fromville, if you're the worst person, there's a monster worse than you. Like it's not
That's
a great
true.
by any means.
If you were playing a different character, who would you want to play?
Ooh, I've been asked this question before. I don't think there's anyone that I would want to play, but I would love to know what it's like to be Victor.
Oh, I love that. Yeah,
I Yeah, no one can replace Scott McCord playing Victor. Um,
he nails that role. And seeing him now with his dad and trying to reconnect and that awkwardness and oh yeah, it gets me every time.
time. Every time. I I'm a mess. I'm a wreck. I saw him in New York just this past week and just watching him walk, just it's like he's a different person. I
I
have no
know.
word in his work.
It's an amazing acting job, and that's another one. His role could come across kind of silly if it wasn't done correctly because he's basically playing an adult that's trapped in between, child and adult,
Mhm.
and
Yeah,
and he does. I mean, he does it perfect. There's so much going on just behind his eyes and stuff. You just feel like there's just a lot going on.
I know. I know. God, he's just a masterclass in this work. It's insane.
I know.
Yeah.
I know. I'd like to see a flashback going back to when um, you get to, or your character gets to choose town or house.
Oh, me too.
Like maybe, or maybe the whole, like the kind of that core group. Maybe we get a flashback kind of showing that, because I think that would have been like initially when it was set up would have been interesting.
You know what I've always wanted to see on screen is the day that our characters got in. Because the in
Yeah.
season one, when uh oh my God, Ellis,
Yeah.
when Ellis proposes, he's like, I saw you get out of that buggy and you were blah 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 blah. I know where her head is at, where Fatima's head is at this point in time. I know a little bit about her backstory, just like what John and I agreed on, just so I
Yeah.
have something to work with. I don't know if that's actually the case still, but I would love to know. I would love to see the day she got in and where her head was at and how the transition from where she is now, or where she was season one,
Yeah.
where she started. If that makes sense?
It
Like,
does. I'd love to see that. And back before they got the talismans that kind of protect you, they people were just hiding and stuff. I'm
yeah,
hoping he kind of flashes back to that. Although you could totally do a prequel series.
God, yeah, we totally could. I would love to. Oh God, I would love to.
I mean, that'd be you could even do it just as an episode. Just have one whole episode showing that initial group getting in town, which I guess is not really the initial group. There was some before, but the main group getting to town.
It scares me a little that we have 10 episodes per season,
Yeah.
and there's so many things that we want to see that don't necessarily like move the story along, because if they did, they would already be in the show, but there's things I want to see, like the people that like Fatima's relationship with Donna. I want to know how their first reaction, initial
Oh
interaction
yeah,
with
me too.
how she was when she met Ellis, or like we know how it was the night that the Stevens got in,
Yeah.
not this well, the Stevens as well as uh the Tabitha's family.
Yes. Yeah, we
Yeah,
saw that all happen.
like that was interesting enough, and a lot of stuff happened. I don't know. There's just a lot.
I know,
I'm
and that is the danger with a smaller season. When I was growing up, it was always 22, 24, 26
aren't those
episodes a
good?
season. And then you could
Yeah,
have all those. I called them filler episodes, because
yeah,
you kind of flesh out the characters and stuff. But it's pretty lean in 10 episodes.
yeah. We moved through them. Oh my God.
Oh,
Yeah.
I know. And what parts of that area haven't we seen yet? I'm sure there's some that haven't been explored yet. Just that where the town and you've got the woods. I'm sure there's parts of that the wooded area there that we haven't seen yet. I mean, we saw the other little settlement, where they found the food and that stuff. But what else is out there? Oh, I guess she found the arch, right? The little
Yes.
yeah. So I don't know.
Oh, interesting.
I'm just curious what else is out there, because I'm assuming that he's probably got it in his head that there are probably more out there.
Oh, more than likely. I
Yeah.
wouldn't know. I was giving my partner a tour of the town one day, and I totally forgot about the car graveyard. And I
Oh.
come back and I was telling like the cast, and they were like, "Oh, did you take him to the car graveyard?" And I was like, "Oh my God, no." And also, where even was that? I thought I did the whole tour. I couldn't tell you. It's such a vast, it's so impressive. If
I
you
know,
ever
and they
get,
kind of hinted this season that people have been coming there for a lot longer than what we thought. Were there was that other settlement? Was there people there even before the ones in the town are?
probably.
I know. I know. There's so much you could do with this, and it's one of those shows that it'll end, and I almost guarantee somebody will start writing books, that happen after the show, or filling in some of these gaps, or some of the shows switch to like a comic book, and then they continue the show in the comic book. I could totally see that with From. I'm sure it'll have an ending, but there's just so much you could write about.
At this point, oh yeah.
Have you
Yeah.
got to do any conventions yet?
Not yet. No. I would love to. But
I'm surprised they haven't brought to like San Diego Comic-Con, something like that.
I'm not sure exactly how all of that works.
Yeah, I don't know either. But it seems like this show would fit that format.
I feel like starting season 4 onward, will probably the presence From will have at these conventions will be
Yeah.
bigger. But it also makes sense. It's such a it sucks calling it like a niche show, but
It
not.
is. But that's why it's so popular. It's a very cult favorite type of show.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's with everyone being so aware of it at this point, I still don't think it's as popular as most other shows that make it to these conventions are. But that could just me not being on social media, not really
Yeah, no,
knowing.
I get that. I think it would do well. I really do. And it's if you get the chance to do a convention, 100% you should do it.
I've wanted
It's
to.
worth it.
I
They're so
really
much fun. I put myself through college, and of course this was 35 years ago. I owned a couple comic book stores. I did that, and I did conventions a lot. I spent a lot of time at conventions. They're the best, and most of the people pretty great. There's a few knuckleheads, but most of the people pretty great. But yeah, you should do it. I think you will enjoy the interaction with fans.
Yeah. I'm really looking forward to it. Like we did season 2 premiere, I think it was in LA. We went, and in my head I thought it was gonna be fans there and some of our crew, maybe even, I don't know. And there weren't any fans. It was just like an industry thing, and it kind of broke my heart.
Oh
I
yeah,
love
that would disappoint me. I mean, it'd be cool to
Yeah.
see other people and other
Yeah.
actors and stuff, but that would have disappointed me.
Yeah, and that I'm sure they set it out that it was like this in industry like influencer thing, but
Yeah.
I thought at least there would be some, and there were people there that hadn't even seen the show, and I was like, "Where are the fans?" I'm like looking
I'm
for
right here. Nobody called me. I could have been out there.
next time I'll call you. Don't worry.
Call me. I'll show up.
It's like, yeah, let's do it. Yeah, next time I'm able to go up, I'll also. I think this season 3 premiere, there may have been more, but I wasn't able to make it to that one. So
Okay, season 4 is where it's at then. We got to
yeah.
do it. Yeah, I'm
So
assuming you haven't got notice on when you have to go back to set, anything like that.
no,
Right.
we normally get it like 2 weeks before we need to be there. So
Yeah.
it's not.
Do you normally film in the summer, or is it different time of year?
So our showrunners are from LA, and they tried the Canadian winter, and we Canadians tried the Canadian winter, and I don't think anybody wants to be back
No,
there
no,
anymore.
it's really cold.
It was scary. It was so bad.
Yeah, I'm the same way. Being hot is not fun, but it's better than being cold.
Yeah, but my car has never become airborne trying to make a turn
Oh,
with heavy winds and rain in the heat.
exactly. That's exactly right.
Like you don't want to be not touching the ground on the highway, trust me.
No, no, that's
It,
scary. Did you have a bad wreck?
we didn't, thankfully, we didn't have any car accidents or anything. Our drivers, God
Pretty
bless
good.
them.
Pretty good.
Yeah. But it would be dark, and it would, like the roof of one of our sets got like blown off. It was not working conditions. I'll say that much. But we wanted to get the show out to you guys as fast as we could. So we're
Yeah,
like, okay, let's just go, and
do it.
but never again.
How long does it take to film 10 episodes worth? Is that a couple months? What is that?
Like 5 to 6 months.
Oh, so it takes a little while.
Yeah,
Of course, does it start coming out before you finished, or is it all wrapped up and then it comes out?
so we finished filming, and then it comes ADR. So by the time we wrap on ADR for the final episode is like nearing the
Okay,
premiere.
the premiere. Okay, so it's pretty close.
Yeah,
I
they
know
weren't
some
like that.
shows they'll be filming while episodes are coming out, but they're usually the longer. more episode shows.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, that's interesting.
Yeah.
I saw you used to do gymnastics. Do you still do any of that?
No. No,
Yeah,
that was when I was much, much younger.
yeah.
I
I've
would love to
got
get back into it, but
my granddaughter is she's in all that gymnastics and dance and cheerleading. She fell in love with cheerleading. She's just 5, but
holy wow.
I'm
Good for her.
enjoying watching her, and it's her. It's not her mother pushing her in it. She just really loves to do that. So you
That's
know
amazing.
that's what you do as a parent. If you find something they like, you encourage it. Just see
That's so
where it
cool.
goes.
Oh,
But
I
yeah,
love that.
I know I'm enjoying. Her mother danced all up through high school, so I got to see her kind of grow up, and now I'm reliving all that. Every time I see her, I'm seeing her mother. So
Oh,
it's pretty good.
oh,
Yeah, I
that
kind of assumed you weren't still doing that. Most of us kind of walk away, but I don't know. I was like, well, maybe she's still training that way.
I was a little bit during the pandemic. I was like, okay, there is no work,
Yeah,
there's
might
no
as well do
classes in
something.
person. Um, I my friend and I made this like Excel sheet. I was like, okay, I gotta get my gun license. I want to get an equestrian training. I want to get my like motorcycle license. I want to do all these like special skills that end up on your resume and all that stuff. And I started on a bunch of them, and gymnastics was another one. Mostly because I was like, I want to get into stunts training so I can do stunt
Yeah,
work and do my own stunts and all that stuff.
that's right.
They were like, you need to be a lot more flexible. So I was like, okay, gymnastics it is. And then in gymnastics, they were like, you got to get your strength training up. I was like, okay, let's go hit the gym. I don't know if you saw, but season 1, Fatima, and season 2, Fatima was hitting the gym every
Oh,
day.
you
This
could tell.
was
Yeah,
the
you could tell
season.
you've been working out. Yeah,
Yeah,
100%.
oh yeah. Um, but yeah, no, I want to get back into it. I've always loved all that stuff, but like
Yeah.
we're older now, injuries never fucking heal.
Oh my gosh.
It's a lot
Well, yeah,
harder.
wait till you're in your 50s and they don't go away.
Ah,
There's just different degrees. It's like they always hurt a little bit. Sometimes they hurt a lot.
oh my God. Oh no.
Yeah, I
Mm,
know.
great.
I know. It's aging stuff. I'm not a fan. Not a fan.
I yeah, I believe you. I'm in my 20s and I'm just waiting for the knees to give up.
Oh my! And you snap your fingers and you're 50. It goes by so fast. Kids are that's what makes it go fast. I think
So
once you
just don't
start having
take
kids, it just flies.
noted. I'll
Although
keep
it's
them.
kind of weird because I'm thinking about it. While you're in it, it seems like it's moving really slow, but then it's just over.
That's how it always is.
I know.
Last time I made a memory, I was 14, waiting for school to come back. I don't remember anything between then and now.
That's hilarious.
The one thing I do remember is every time I'm at the gym, my right shoulder cracks, and I'm like, oh yeah, this was an injury. I don't remember when. That's
Heard that
it.
at some point.
Yep. Right now it's the shoulders, then it's the knees, and then it's the back.
Just keep it away from your hips. That's when it gets, because
Oh,
if you fall and hurt a hip, then you're laid up for a while.
so maybe I won't get back into gymnastics then.
Maybe a nice bike or
Yeah.
a little easier on the knees.
I thought snowboarding would be safe. I
Ooh,
was
yeah.
wrong.
It's fun. It's not real safe.
Yeah. Oh,
Well, Pegah, thank you so much. This has been terrific. I was so excited to talk with you. I'm such a fan of your acting. Love the show. Love your character. So yeah, this has been progressive. I hope we can do it again at some point.
100%. I'll come back anytime you want to have me.
Oh, thank you so much. Yeah, we have to do it maybe after the season, so then we can talk about what just
Yeah.
happened,
Yeah.
which is
I'm
kind of cool.
excited. We'll see if I will see you maybe after the first episode
Well,
of
now if they kill you off in the first episode, I'm hitting you up quick.
yeah, perfect. I hope they don't.
I'm guessing you'll have some free time. So
Oh gosh. No, the industry's picking back up, so I'm thankful, but yeah, I hope I can stay on this show as
nah,
long as
it'd be silly to get they're not that I want anybody to go, but we definitely don't. We need your character. We got to find out what's going
yeah.
on with her.
Yeah, keep saying that to
I'm going
people
to.
that listen.
We'll keep that out there. I'm going to try to get him on at some point, and then I can just tell him directly.
Yeah. Do you tell who? Sorry.
The showrunner.
Oh, oh yeah. I listen. I'll connect you two for my
Yeah,
sake.
please do. I would love to have him on. It's when I get excited about a show, I'm 100% in, and I think a lot of fans are like that. But I mean, I want to get in there. I want to pick his brain a little bit, see where this idea came from.
There's two of us, and I've tried. So I will send you good vibes, and I hope you have
I
better
know.
luck than we do.
I know, right? At some point, I'm persistent. So at some point,
I love you. You're doing God's work over here. My
I
dog.
think so. I think so. So a
Yeah.
couple of things before I let you go.
Mhm.
Anything that you're currently working on that we can keep an eye out for?
Um, a few things that I can't really talk about yet, but uh, something I just did and is in the festival circuit right now is a feature film called One Must Wash Eyes. It's very timely if you're ever to watch it. I think now is a good time with the state of the world. Um, yeah, so that's coming to a few festivals, I think, in the US. So
Festivals
if
are fun. Yeah, I'll keep an eye out for it. Yeah,
yeah,
festivals are fun.
yeah,
That's good. That's good. And
yeah,
I'm assuming once it's done with that route, they'll either release it or put it on a streamer or something.
yeah.
So
I'm
it'll
sure
be
at some
out at some point.
yeah, here's to hoping. Yeah, it
Yeah.
must. It's an
Yeah. Well,
incredible. Yeah,
yeah, I know. There's a lot going on right now. So
yeah.
yeah, if you say it's timely, that makes me think,
Ooh, what does that
yeah,
mean?
what's the subject going to be? Yeah, yeah, we'll see. We'll see.
Yeah.
Okay, so last thing before I let you go, where can we find you on social media?
On Instagram,
Yeah,
uh, I'm Pegah Ghafoori on Instagram, and I think that's the best place to find me. But
it's the nicest one. Yeah.
it's the nicest one. I used to be on Twitter, but I've since left. And
I'm
yeah.
still there, but other than putting up I post our episodes on there, but I don't spend much time on there, being honest.
Oh my God, you
It
can't.
it, it it's like you leave Twitter or X or whatever it is now, and you feel worse than you did when you got on it.
I
Yeah,
have like I just a headache just came on thinking of
I
the
know.
things that I saw on that platform that I never wanted to see.
Right. So I
Trigger
said, I get
warning.
on there, I post my episode, I get back off.
Goodbye. We go bye. That's how it is. How it should be, honestly.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, mostly Instagram. And if there's anywhere else, I'm so absent on social media these days. It's
You need a guy. You got
you
to
need
have
it.
or a
I have a
girl,
guy.
but you need a person.
I have a person for my social media now, and it's
It's nice.
yeah. I mainly when I try to communicate with the fans because it's a little overwhelming now, social media.
Yeah.
uh, I've set up a Cameo that I haven't really done much on. That's also Pegah Ghafoori, but as much as I can, I try to like respond to the fans on social media. But every time
It's
I go
tough.
on it, like the air ex escapes my lungs. I need to get off of that social media. I'm not built for the social media life.
I'm not sure any of us are, but we're all on there.
We're all hanging on for
We
sure.
are.
Yeah. If there's any work related stuff, Instagram is where you can find it. Yeah.
Very good. Very good. Well, Pega, open invitation. You come back anytime, but I'll be reaching back out around the end of the season. Unless we lose you early, then sooner.
Here's the
It's not
hoping.
gonna happen.
So, yeah. Oh,
My feeling, and I could be wrong. I think you make it to the end, whatever that is.
yeah, I think so.
I think
If I go, I just want to go out and I want to go bad. I don't want it to be you blink and you miss it. But
no, you need an epic ending if
yeah,
that happens. Yeah.
yeah, oh yeah, fire. I need. Yeah, we'll see.
I'd like
We'll
to
see.
see you go out. If you're going to go out, maybe in a fight. Maybe you're fighting.
Listen, I won't say no to that.
Yeah. That'd be
I feel like
kind
I have a choice, but I won't say no to that.
of. Oh, your buddy showed up.
Oh, he's been here the whole time. He's a silent killer.
All right, Pega, hold on one second. Hope you enjoyed that, Pega Ghafoori. Just terrific. If you haven't watched From, do yourself a favor. It's on MGM, which, I watch it through Amazon, but wherever you get your streaming content, it'll be there, and it's worth your time. Absolutely terrific. If you're watching this interview, we have a From playlist. There's 6 of them, 6 interviews on there, and we're adding to it as quickly as we can. So definitely check those out as well. Pegah was terrific. I think once From is done, we're going to see her in so many things. She's such a good actress. If you're finding us for the first time, so happy that you're here. Our YouTube channel is MeisterCon Pod. Please subscribe. Really helps us out. It's free. Our website is meistercon.com. You can find almost 900 episodes, audio and video versions. So please check us out there. Till next time. Bye, everybody.